Hey there, AJ Beaber here. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's Thursday Night Thought. Tonight I want to talk about how pain can be used as a gateway to abundance and blessings in our lives. And I'm coming to you from a very vulnerable space in that this is the third time that my family has been on vacation and got news of a very sudden death of someone close to us. And so I'm coming to you from a space of feeling a lot of pain right now for the people that I love, and also through the fires and the devastation that's happened. Like, I think we can feel a lot of pain on a humanity level right now. And so how is it that pain can be used as a gateway into abundance and blessings? This is what we're going to dive into. So let me share with you this week's message, because this is a continuation for those of you who have been tuning in on the prayer of Jabez and this idea of this man named Jabez in the Bible whose name meant pain or suffering, and how it is that he prayed this prayer, that he didn't want to be known for suffering, that he didn't want to have a life of suffering. Instead, he wanted to change his outcourse, and he prayed, or his outcome, and he prayed that God would bless him, and bless him indeed, and enlarge his territory. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So how does pain enlarge our territory? This is a big message. Here it goes. Pain, and let me preface this with this. I'm going to read this to you in first person, my own voice, my own power, but I want you to receive this message in your voice, these words being your words, okay? And then us saying this together, and then going a little bit deeper into its application, because I'm going to give you some really powerful tools that I was able to tap into this week. And I think they're going to help you if you yourself are in pain, or if you know someone who's in pain. So here's the message. Pain does not define me. Therefore, pain cannot limit me. Rather, pain is a gateway to the realm of all possibilities and promises, the birth of new life. Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory. So, I want to talk a little bit about how pain does not define me, therefore pain cannot limit me. This is an affirmation. This is a spiritual understanding of our soul around pain. But the truth is, it's a choice, it's a responsibility that we have. Because if we want to, we can be victims of pain in our lives, right? So there are ways that pain can limit us, and I think it's important to talk about these things, in that we can become victims by blaming someone else for our pain, or blaming our circumstances for our pain. And in that realm, we are limited because we believe that it's something outside of us that has to change or not be painful in order for us to feel healed. When in truth, the responsibility of healing comes from within. Or perhaps you've been in this situation where pain is very isolating. It can feel like you're all alone and that you don't want to be around other people because you just feel so heavy and burdened by pain. But pain is going to happen in our lives. Pain is, I'm looking for the word, pain is inevitable in our lives. But what I was shown is that suffering is not. So when we're in isolation, or feeling, even a lot of times invalidating our pain, looking at our world and saying, well, they have it so much worse off than I do. I shouldn't feel bad at all about what it is I'm going through and my pain, and then just invalidating it and pushing it away. And any times we're doing all of that, we're limiting ourselves by pain, okay? And so this message is talking about how pain does not define me, and therefore pain cannot limit me. Rather, pain is a gateway to the realm of all possibilities and promises. So how is that the case? Because that's what I kept praying for this week. And what I was shown three things, and I'm going to share them with you right now. Number one, that there are 3 things we can do to change our relationship with pain in order for it to become a blessing. So number 1, I was shown that we can reimagine our past. I'm going to give you an example. There was a woman who was in a relationship with a lot of trauma. She was very traumatized. She was in an abusive relationship, and her child was being abused. And she decided to get out of the relationship. And one night she called her best friend and said, "Come pick me up at midnight." And her best friend came and picked her up. And she was so angry, and she was so angry at what he had done to her. And she said, "I just wish he was dead." And the next day, he died. He died in a horrific accident. And for her, she was carrying pain because she felt like on some level she had created pain. And her pain was around not only death, but her pain was around the guilt and the shame that she kept. But I want to show you how she discovered the healing through this process, okay? Because it's pretty powerful. When she went to reimagine her past, what she did is she was able to go back to the day before the accident. And she was able to reimagine herself in a situation where she was loving him, where there wasn't an emotionally charged day and anger and all of these different things. Instead, she imagined them having just a normal day, a happy day. And then she imagined the next day, and she realized that she could not have done anything about his death. Because the truth is that death is imminent. Death is a contract that we've all signed with God as humanity to come here and die at an appointed time. And only God knows that date. But there's nothing that we can do to stop it. And it doesn't matter how it happened. What matters is we're here one moment and we're not here and not living a next moment, right? That is reality that we face. But her pain around this experience was around the guilt and the shame. And so once she was able to reimagine that and realize that she had no control over his death, she was able to release that and find healing within and be able to enlarge her heart to the experiences around her, to be the mom that she decided she wanted to be, to go on and live the life that she desired. It became a blessing, okay? The second way I was shown is that we can recreate our now moments. So how does that work? Because what I was shown very specifically is that pain is an emotional and mental experience. We're experiencing it in our heart. We're experiencing it in our emotions and our mind. And so this is where the healing has to take place, right? And when the healing takes place within, then it manifests without. So we're talking about blessings. We're talking about how pain can enlarge our territory. So really it's about enlarging this part of who we are. So the deal with recreating our now moments is something really fun and something I do on a regular basis and something that I'm committing myself to do more of. It was actually a reminder this week. And that is when I find myself in a situation, well here, let me give you an example, a fun example, is when I met my husband. I had just come out of a very painful relationship and I didn't trust men and I had all these experiences of pain inside of me. But when I met him, I was in a place of experiencing self-love, right? But I kept hearing these thoughts like, he wouldn't want to be with you, or what are you to him? All these different horrible thoughts, right, that come into our head. And instead, what I would do is not listen to those thoughts, but I would actually look into his eyes and I would say things like, I love you. I want to be with you. I want to create a spectacular life with you. I want to have children with you. And I know that you see the beauty in me. I know that you see the goddess inside of me. I know that you feel my love, okay? And these are all experiences that I was having in my mind. He didn't need to know what I was thinking, and nobody knows what you're thinking. But I believe that our mind is the greatest sexual organ that we possess, meaning that we receive information, right? We receive thoughts and we decide what enters our mind and what doesn't enter our mind. And then with that, we then create our life, right? You can be having crappy thoughts, have crappy emotions, and create a crappy day. That's just the truth of it. Or you can do vice versa. So when you're creating the now moment, you are speaking your truth into the moment, looking into that person's eyes. And the truth is that we're all vibrational beings and we can feel love in one another. And what does that do? It expands our reality. So you can send those loving thoughts and recreate the now moment with people, with places, with situations, with anything in your life that has created pain. You're going to be in your mind and say, no, I'm not going to believe those crappy thoughts or the judgments or any of those kind of things. I'm going to redirect and I'm going to recreate this now moment. And guess what happens when you do that? You're living it. You're feeling it. It's a present reality within you. It's a powerful tool that I want to share with you. Number 3, and this is the hardest, is to recreate a new life, to envision a new life. And why is this hard? It's because I was shown that pain, when you've had pain in the past and you've experienced things in the past that have crumbled you, or crisis or challenges or any of those kind of things, it's very hard to build on because you feel like you're building on a shaky foundation. But what I was shown very clearly is it's not a shaky foundation. All of those things happened in order to get you down to the core of who you are and what you desire in moving forward. It's an opportunity for a fresh start. That's what pain can be. So last night, my family and I are here in Maui, and we watched a beautiful movie, and you may have seen it. It's called Wonder. And I would recommend to go out and watch this movie as a family. It's very powerful. And I'm not going to give it away, but I'm going to share with you one of the scenes where the daughter, who has given up a lot of her life because her brother has had some challenges, right? And he's become the center of the family, and she's kind of been pushed off to the side. And she has had this best friend that's been with her entire childhood and is really a part of her family. And when she goes back to school, she realizes that her best friend hasn't been in contact with her. She doesn't know where she's at. She doesn't know what she's doing. And she gets back to school, and this best friend ignores her. And she can't quite figure out what the heck is going on. And it's painful because this was the woman that or the girl that she connected to, that she experienced life with, that she had so much joy with, and she's gone out of the picture, okay? So what happens? She then has to step out of her comfort zone. And it's as if life is offering her this opportunity in order to expand her horizons. And I won't go into the details of what happens, but you can see how pain is used in this movie as a gateway to abundance of who she is. She's not limited because her best friend left her. In fact, it actually allowed her to discover parts of herself that she was limiting herself to experiencing. Do you feel that? So with all of these things, it was a very powerful, powerful message this week around pain. And I hope that encourages and inspires you. And if it has, I pray that you share it with someone you love and kind of just enlarge this consciousness around what pain really is, that life is always working for our good, that pain can be used as blessing and as the gateway to all abundance within, because as within, so without. So may that encourage and inspire you, and I look forward to sharing our next Thursday night thought together. And I'll turn around and show you this gorgeous view. Hopefully you can see it. Can you see that? All those beautiful people out there relaxing in Maui. It's so pretty.